The streets are going crazy right now. Everybody's talking, everybody's whispering, and it all comes down to one thing. Lil Baby might actually be walking away from rap. And this ain't no random clickbait headline. Nah, this started with Offset's crew. Out of nowhere, a leaked voice note popped up online, a voice that sounded way too close to somebody in Offset's circle. Within hours, the internet was in meltdown. Then boom. Offset unfollows Baby on Instagram. Fans screenshot it instantly. Baby's team tries to play it cool, but then Offset deletes a couple of cryptic IG posts. Like, what's really going on here? Blogs like Say Cheese, academics, and even Reddit threads started cooking up wild theories. Was this just a misunderstanding? Or was Baby about to get lined up by the very people he thought were his brothers? The drama has spiraled so far that Baby himself hinted he's done with all this rap politics. But what's really got fans shook is what happened after that studio session. Because once you hear what went down behind closed doors, you'll start to believe the rumors yourself. If you know anything about Atlanta rap, you know Lil Baby and Offset's bond has always been like that unpredictable cousin at the cookout. Cool one minute, explosive the next. They're both certified stars, both pillars of Atlanta rap, but the way the streets tell it, their friendship always had cracks running through it. See, back in 2019 and 2020, Baby was skyrocketing. His run was insane. Chart toppers, Grammy nods, the streets dubbing him the new voice of Atlanta. Offset, meanwhile, was locked in Migos drama, label issues, and messy personal headlines. Naturally, comparisons started flying. Baby took Offset's spot. That narrative had fans fueling the fire. But here's the crazy part. Even with the tension, they kept linking up. They'd pop up in the same studios, post each other on IG, laugh it off. To the outside world, it looked like brotherhood, but anybody really tapped in could feel it. There was always this underlying static. Fast forward to this year. Offset and Baby had a late-night studio session in ATL that everyone thought was going to be legendary. Fans were hyped, producers were hyped, even the blogs were like, finally, they're cooking up together again. But according to one insider, that session was anything but normal. Word is, Baby showed up mad paranoid. He wasn't his usual confident self. The source said, he kept looking around, checking the room. He didn't even sip his cup unless his boy was watching it. That's wild because Baby's usually chill, laid back, focused on the music. Offset pulled up later with his cousin Meechy, and apparently that's when the vibe flipped hard. Meechy's been with Offset forever, but people in the room swear the energy got tense the second he walked in. Folks stopped joking, conversations dropped, and Baby, he got even quieter. One engineer claimed Baby didn't leave the booth unless his security came with him. Another person said, the way Offset and Meechy were whispering in the corner didn't sit right. It wasn't no regular studio session, they said. It felt like everybody was waiting for something to happen. And here's where it gets messy. Baby's camp started noticing phones out. People recording little snippets, people moving different. If you've ever been around rappers in high-stakes moments, you know that's the number one red flag. Too many eyes, too many ears, too much energy. By the end of the night, Baby dipped earlier than expected. No big goodbyes, no IG story, nothing. He just left. But the way he left had people whispering. Did Baby know something? Did he feel like something was about to go left? Nobody thought much of it until the leak dropped days later. That's when fans started piecing it all together. The weird tension, the whispering, Baby's paranoia. Suddenly, that off-studio night wasn't just a vibe. It looked like the beginning of a setup. And the craziest part? Everyone who was there that night refuses to talk on record. No interviews, no tweets, no lives. It's like they all got a gag order. Which makes one thing clear. Whatever happened in that studio was not regular. And it set the stage for the wildest leak Atlanta's seen in years. Bro, imagine the entire rap internet losing its mind over 4 seconds of audio. That's all it took. 4 seconds that popped up out of nowhere on Twitter X. And within minutes, the streets went into DEFCON 5. The clip, grainy, muffled, but clear enough. A voice, low but firm, saying, "Don't let him leave alone." And the wild part? Fans swore that voice belonged to Meechy, Offset's own cousin, the same one who was whispering in the corner during that studio session. 4 seconds. That's all it took for conspiracy Twitter to explode. Hashtag Offset Setup hit trending almost instantly. People looping the audio, slowing it down, pitch shifting it like they were analyzing UFO footage. One fan tweeted, "Bruh, that's Meechie. Ain't no way it's not. This some snake energy." Another one made a TikTok side-by-side comparison, overlaying the leaked clip with Meechie talking in an old IG live. Caption read, "Same cadence, same voice. This ain't coincidence." The detectives on Reddit weren't playing either. Entire threads popped up overnight. Waveform analysis, enhanced versions of the clip, even theories that the room tone matched Offset's known home studio. They were treating this leak like it was the JFK assassination. And then, like clockwork, DJ Academics jumps on stream. Bro fires up OBS, plays the clip back to back with old Meechie interviews, and goes, "I ain't gonna lie, this sound 99% legit." 2 hours later, his chat is spamming Offset Snake and Baby in Danger. That's when the memes started flying. TikToks with captions like, "When your brother tell the crew don't let you leave alone." Instagram reels with dramatic zoom-ins on Offset and Baby photos side by side. Even parody tweets like, "Atlanta finna turn into power, season 8. The timing made it even crazier. See, just a few nights before the leak, Offset had been spotted in the club without Baby, something fans weren't used to. Normally when Offset's out, Baby's at least in the mix. But this time, Offset was dolo, Meechie right by his side. Fans started saying it lined up too perfectly. Theories spiraled. Was Offset plotting on Baby because of label money? Did Meechie want Baby out the picture so Offset could take back ATL dominance? Or was this just some random convo taken out of context? Nobody from Offset's camp rushed to deny it. No tweet, no IG story, no publicist statement. Just silence. And in the rap game, silence speaks louder than denial. By morning, blogs had already made it front-page drama. Say Cheese TV ran the headline, "Offset's crew caught lining up Lil Baby." No Jumper posted the clip with a flame emoji. Even Worldstar threw it up raw. No commentary, just vibes. The streets were convinced. Baby was being set up by his own fam. And if you thought that was the peak, nah, that was just the start. Because in the world of rap drama, once the internet smells blood, everybody starts digging. And the very next day, that digging uncovered some deleted posts, some shady likes, and some IG unfollows that made this whole situation feel way too real. If the 4-second leak had the internet on edge, what happened next sent people straight into conspiracy overdrive. Because when you start seeing deletes and unfollows, that's when you know something real is bubbling. First move came from Bree, Lil Baby's assistant. She hops on IG and posts a black screen story with the words, "Funny how tables turn." No tags, no context, just vibes. Within 10 minutes, the story is gone, deleted. 10 minutes, the story is gone, deleted. But the internet? Too fast. Screenshots fly around Twitter before she can blink. Fan accounts plaster it everywhere. To them, Bree's shady message wasn't just a sub, it was confirmation. Like she was low-key saying, "Yeah, Baby peeped the betrayal before y'all did." Then boom! Offset unfollows Lil Baby. Out of nowhere. No explanation, no warning. Just that quiet but deadly social media move. Fans instantly notice. Within an hour, Offset unfollow is trending, with memes like, "You don't unfollow family unless it's war." People start pulling receipts too. Old clips of Offset saying loyalty over everything. Old tweets about brotherhood. The narrative builds. Offset ain't practicing what he preaches. Meanwhile, Lil Yachty decides to stir the pot without even tweeting. He likes a random post that says, "You can't trust nobody in Atlanta no more." That's it, just a like. But the way the culture works, screenshotted, reposted, dissected in minutes. Yachty unlikes it fast, but too late, the damage is done. And then the real kicker, Offset himself deletes 2 IG posts. One was a flick from the studio session that night. Gone. The other, a cryptic caption from earlier in the week that said, "All love ain't real." Deleted too. Why delete unless you're hiding something? The streets took it as confirmation that Offset's side was scrambling. Fans on Reddit wrote entire timelines. Meechie whispers, "Don't let him leave alone." Baby leaves the studio paranoid. Leak drops. Bree posts a shady story. Offset unfollows Baby. Yachty likes a suspicious tweet. Offset deletes studio pics. That's not random. That's a sequence. One viral tweet read, "This not a coincidence, this a cleanup." Another fan joked, Offset deleting faster than Baby's trust. Even Baby's silence started feeling loud. He didn't post anything. No denial, no clapback, no cryptic lyrics, just pure quiet, which only made people think he was sitting back, watching all the snakes expose themselves. The blogs had a field day. Academics did another live, pointing out how Bree's story aligned with Baby's paranoia that night. Say, Cheese dropped a side-by-side of Offset's unfollow and Bree's deleted post, captioned, "You'll see the pattern?" At this point, fans weren't asking if there was beef. They were asking how deep it went. Was this about money? About the label? About personal jealousy? Some even said it was street level, way beyond rap. And the craziest part, every time fans thought the drama peaked, a new piece of deleted evidence, shady-like or suspicious silence popped up. The whole thing was unraveling in real time, and people couldn't look away. Because if the unfollows and deletions were this messy in public, imagine what was happening behind closed doors. When the internet was spiraling with theories, Lil Baby finally broke his silence. Not through an interview, not through IG Live. Just one raw tweet that shook the culture. "I'm good off everybody." That's it. No errors, no explanations, just pure frustration typed out in Baby's usual calm but deadly tone. And that's when fans knew. This wasn't some internet misunderstanding. This was personal. The replies were instant chaos, supporters telling him to watch his back, others accusing him of playing victim. But the overwhelming reaction was shock. Like, was Baby really ready to cut ties with Offset and the Atlanta rap circle that raised him? Offset, on the other hand, didn't tweet a thing. Instead, he posts a video on IG. Studio lights flashing, people laughing, smoke in the air. Offset's grinning, dancing around. But it looked off. Fans said the smile didn't touch his eyes. One comment summed it up. "That's the fakest happy I ever seen. Bros laughing through beef." And here's the detail that had people shook. While Offset was posting his All Good Vibes studio video, folks in Baby's camp were saying he was just sitting in silence. He just stared at his phone, didn't say a word, just shook his head, one insider told a blog. The split was starting to show. Inside QC, the energy wasn't united anymore. Some of the crew were still riding with Offset, brushing it off as internet nonsense. But others? They were firmly in Baby's corner, whispering that Meechie's voice note was too real to ignore. The same people who once bragged about being QC forever were suddenly avoiding the topic altogether. The paranoia spread. Every move was being watched. Fans noticed Baby's stylist unfollow Offset's wife, Cardi B. A producer who worked with both Baby and Offset started tweeting cryptic bars like, "Trust is a luxury these days." It felt like the whole Atlanta scene was choosing sides without saying it out loud. Meanwhile, the fans were fueling the fire. TikToks went viral with dramatic captions like Lil Baby realizing his brother's plotting on him over sad piano music. Twitter was a war zone. Team Baby versus Team Offset. Even neutral rappers couldn't breathe without people dragging them into the conspiracy. And Baby. He doubled down on the lone wolf energy. He stopped posting with his usual crew. No more big entourage pics. No more hanging at every club in the city. Instead, he was moving tighter, smaller circle, barely online. Fans said he looked drained when he did pop up. Offset, on the other hand, was doubling down on the "I'm unbothered" act. More studio flicks, more club appearances, but the comments under every post, pure chaos. Snake. Backdoor vibes. You smiling now, but the street's watching. By now, the narrative wasn't just about two rappers beefing. It was about trust, betrayal, and survival in an industry where everybody smiles in your face, but plots behind your back. And when Lil Baby's cousin tweeted, "Blood don't make you family, loyalty do," fans took it as the final nail. Even Baby's relatives were hinting at the betrayal. The emotional fallout wasn't just Baby feeling hurt. It was entire crews, friend groups, and fan bases splitting down the middle. What once looked like an unshakable Atlanta brotherhood was suddenly crumbling in public. And if you thought the paranoia, the unfollows, the cryptic posts were the climax, nah. This story was about to take a left turn nobody expected. Because the next twist involved AI, money, and a deeper level of sabotage that made this whole thing feel like a Netflix thriller. Just when fans thought they had the story figured out, Offset's cousin Michi plotting, Lil Baby paranoid, Brie exposing herself on IG. Boom, the internet gets hit with the most insane twist yet. An AI-generated voice clip surfaces. At first, people thought it was another random troll. But this one, nah, this sounded different. The clip, about 30 seconds long, was allegedly Offset's voice, and in it, the voice says, "We line him up at the studio, make it look natural, don't let no cameras catch it." Bruh. The second that hit the internet, the timeline exploded. Some fans swore it was 100% Offset. That's his exact tone, his flow, even his pauses. Others instantly called cap, saying it was a deep fake. But either way, it was enough to push the narrative into dark territory. For hours, Twitter was a war zone. Offset's setup wasn't just trending anymore. Now it was Juck AI plot. TikTok sleuths started breaking down syllables, showing waveforms, comparing Offset interviews with the clip. Some even pulled up AI voice generator apps and demonstrated how easy it would be to fake. But then it got even nastier. Screenshots start circulating of DM leaks. Supposedly, a studio engineer was offered $5,000 to wipe surveillance footage from the night of Baby's session. The message read, "We can't have this footage floating around. Keep it quiet. Payment up front." No names were attached, but fans immediately tied it back to Offset's side. Why else would someone want studio footage erased? This is when the conversation shifted from petty IG unfollows to something bigger. Bloggers started asking the real question, was this bigger than Offset? Because if you look at the history of rap, this ain't new. Labels, executives, industry figures, they've been accused of setting artists up for years. And suddenly, the internet was convinced that what was happening with Baby wasn't just personal betrayal. It was label-level sabotage. Think about it. Lil Baby's been on a run the last few years that puts him in rare territory. He's charting, he's headlining, he's dominating playlists. That kind of power. Labels don't like it when an artist starts moving too independently. They either reel you in or break you down. Fans started saying, "This ain't Offset. This is the label using Offset as a pawn." One viral thread broke it down like this. Leak the voice note to plant suspicion. Drop an AI deepfake to make Baby lose trust. Pay off an engineer to delete studio footage that might clear the truth. Make Baby paranoid, isolated, and eventually ready to quit. And here's where it gets even more sinister. One fan claimed the AI clip wasn't just random. They pointed out that it dropped the same day as a new single release by another artist signed under the same label umbrella. Coincidence? Or calculated distraction? Baby's silence through all of this only made the theories stronger. He didn't deny, didn't confirm, just stayed low-key while the internet spiraled. Meanwhile, Offset's camp still said nothing, not a word. No interviews, no "that's fake," nothing. Which again, if it's fake, why not clear your name immediately? Why let it spiral? Unless maybe you want it to spiral. By the end of that week, the whole saga felt bigger than Atlanta rap beef. This wasn't just Offset versus Baby anymore. This felt like the industry versus Lil Baby. The setup theory had evolved into a full-on Netflix-level conspiracy. And the fans, they were ready for blood. They wanted a confrontation. They wanted the next piece of footage, the next explosive live, the next move. And what they got was even messier, because the streets started whispering about a run-in at Magic City. Offset's crew, Baby's crew, same night, same club, same energy. And once that blurry footage leaked, everybody knew this was reaching the boiling point. It was only a matter of time before all that online smoke spilled into the real world. And when it did, of course it happened in Atlanta's most legendary battleground, Magic City. Word spread quick. Offset's crew and Baby's crew pulled up on the same night, No coincidence. Everybody knows Magic City is neutral ground. Until it isn't. The footage that surfaced was grainy, shot on somebody's iPhone across the room. Blurry lights, strippers on stage, money flying. But in the corner, you can see it. Two groups standing stiff. Baby's people on one side, Offset's people on the other. At first, it looked like just stares. No drinks, no handshakes, no smiles. Just silence. Then the yelling started. Somebody in Offset's camp points. Baby's manager steps up, and suddenly it's chaos. In the middle of all that noise, the audio picks up a line that sends chills through the internet. A voice, fans swear it was Michi, yelling, "Don't touch him till it's handled." Bruh. That one sentence went viral within hours. Blogs slowed it down, captioned it, threw flame emojis all over it. To the streets, it sounded like confirmation of the setup. Like Michi was telling people to wait for the right moment. No punches were thrown, no bottles smashed, but the energy was heavy. Baby didn't say a word, just stood back with his arms crossed, watching. Offset kept pacing, phone in his hand, face tight. It looked less like a party and more like a standoff. Security eventually broke it up, pushing both crews to opposite ends of the club. But the damage was already done. The whispers, the shaky footage, the audio clip. The internet had its next piece of evidence. What made it worse? Within 24 hours, multiple burner accounts connected to Offset's circle went dark, deleted. IG pages gone, Twitter accounts wiped. That only made fans more convinced something was being covered up. One Reddit thread laid it out, plain, Michi voice note. "Don't let him leave alone." AI clip of Offset plotting, DM leak about deleting studio footage. Now, live footage of him yelling, "Don't touch him till it's handled." That's not coincidence, that's a storyline. Even rappers outside the situation started reacting. One underground ATL artist tweeted, "That Magic City footage ain't normal. Energy too dark." Another said, "If this was just rap beef, why people deleting accounts?" And the fans? They're eating it up like it's a Netflix doc dropping in real time. Conspiracy boards, TikToks with dramatic music, memes comparing Baby to Tony Montana. But behind the memes, there's a real tension. Because if two of ATL's biggest stars can't even be in the same club without a near brawl, then something deeper is breaking in the city's rap ecosystem. This wasn't about music anymore. This was survival, loyalty, and power, and the whole world was watching. What happened at Magic City didn't end in fists, but it left everybody asking one question: what comes next? And the answer was silence. After the Magic City incident, the internet was foaming at the mouth, waiting for a diss track, a messy IG live, something. But what they got? Nothing but silence, no official statements, no press releases, no "we good" posts, just digital crickets, and somehow that silence was louder than any diss. Offset didn't address the footage. Lil Baby didn't mention the leaked audio. Michi vanished from the timeline completely. The same Michi who used to post daily club flicks. Gone. His entire Instagram wiped overnight. Fans were like, if he innocent, why delete the whole page? People inside the circle started moving weird too. Baby's longtime photographer unfollowed Offset. A QC producer who'd been working with both camps quietly scrubbed Baby's name from his bio. Even a couple of mutual friends stopped liking each other's posts. It felt like the rap version of Cold War espionage. Nobody shooting, but everybody making moves in the shadows. Fans filled the silence with speculation. TikTok detectives dropped Part 12 updates like it was an ongoing true crime saga. Threads on Reddit hit thousands of comments. Is Offset plotting something bigger? Is Baby about to leave the label? Is this a slow build to a diss war? Even blogs were confused, no jumper posted. The silence is scarier than the beef. Say Cheese captioned a blank screenshot of Michi's deleted IG with, "Y'all feel that?" And the silence started to feel heavy. It wasn't peace, it was tension, like everybody was holding their breath, waiting for the first shot to be fired. Fans started predicting drop dates. Baby gonna air him out on his next single. Offset gonna sub him on an album cut. But days passed, then weeks, still nothing. It felt like the calm before a storm. The part in the movie where everything's still, but you just know something explosive is coming. And in the middle of all that silence, one question started trending over and over again. Is Lil Baby about to quit rap for real? Because if the betrayal, the paranoia, and the industry politics had gotten this bad, maybe walking away was the only way out. So let's run it back, because this story been nothing short of a roller coaster. It started with a late-night studio session where Baby was already moving paranoid. Then boom, a 4-second leak drops online, Michi's voice sounding way too familiar. Don't let him leave alone. The internet explodes. Offset setup trends. Next thing we know, Bree posts a shady IG story, deletes it. Offset unfollows Baby. Yachty likes a sus tweet, and fans start connecting dots like it's a murder board on Reddit. Baby tweets, "I'm good off everybody." Offset tries to flex fake happy in the studio. The QC camp splits in half. Then the AI deepfake clip hits, making Offset sound like he's plotting. A DM leak suggests money was paid to erase footage. Suddenly, this feels bigger than rap beef. It feels like label-level sabotage. Tension boils over at Magic City, caught on shaky footage. Michi yelling, "Don't touch him till it's handled." Burners go dark, IGs get deleted, and then silence. The kind of silence that feels like the calm before an explosion. And through it all, one question keeps circling. Is Lil Baby really about to quit rap? Is this the last straw? Or is he just biding his time, letting the snakes expose themselves before he drops the coldest diss track of his career? Either way, the culture's watching. Now I gotta ask y'all, what do you think really went down? Was this Offset lining Baby up? Was the AI clip real? Or is this bigger? Some industry puppet master pulling the strings? Drop your theories in the comments, smash that like button, and make sure you subscribe. Because trust me, the next chapter in this saga might drop any minute.